let's go. Week 9 in the books. You know what that means. Alright, let's begin. Saints defeating the Carolina Panthers 28-10. Drew Brees threw a touchdown pass in the air and ran another one in. Mark Ingram had 2 touchdowns. Cam Newton scored the Panthers' only touchdown. And other than that, just some bad fucking football in general in that game. Just some sloppy bullshit. It is what it is. Not really an exciting game there. But the Saints are 4-4 and are in first place in the NFC South. And the Panthers fall to 3-5-1. Chiefs defeating the Jets 24-10. The Chiefs just got rolling up. Travis Kelce catching a touchdown and shit like that. Not much excitement in that game either. Just a snooze fest in that one as well. I'm glad I stuck with the Chiefs though, because man oh man, that's all I'm going to say about that. Jets lose their 8th consecutive game and to fall to 1-8, and the Chiefs improve to 5-3 and are 1 game out of first place. More on that in a second. Vikings defeating the Redskins 29-26 in a back and forth type of game. Matt Asiata ran for a couple touchdowns and a game winning the 2-point conversion. Alfred Morris also ran for a couple touchdowns. And that crowd in Minnesota got really excited. Teddy Bridgewater, Teddy Bridgewater is starting to become a better quarterback, I guess. Slowly but surely. And Robert Griffin, well, typical Robert Griffin. Hey, he finally learned how to slide. I mean, I can't fucking believe that, but he finally slid or whatever. I guess he's been learning that in the offseason, but whatever. So who knows? But Redskins fall to 3-6 and have Robert Griffin's return spoiled, and the Vikings improve to 4-5 and are out of last place in the NFC North. Eagles defeating the Texans 31-21. Nick Foles' broken collarbone could most likely be done for the season, depending on how severe the broken collarbone is. Then you gotta worry about rehab and blah blah blah. So it's gonna be Mark Sanchez. It's gonna be most likely Mark Sanchez for the rest of the season. Sanchez, 2 touchdown passes to 2 interceptions. He still turned the ball over, which is typical Mark Sanchez. Jeremy Maclin caught 2 touchdowns, one from Foles and then the other from Sanchez. Foles threw an interception as well before he went down. Finally, the Texans really got after him. And Fitzpatrick, he still sucks. I mean, it's just simple as that. He got lucky with a couple touchdown passes, one of them to Arian Foster, but that's about it. Who fucking cares? Bottom line is this: Eagles are 6-2. Texans fall to 4-5. Moving on. Oh God. Dolphins defeating the Chargers 37-0. And I initially had the Dolphins, and then like a fucking idiot, I changed it to the Chargers, and that was a mistake. That's been my problem. Overthinking. I am 3-6. changing picks. I mean, granted, some of them I need to change, but, you know, it is what it is. But anyway, fuck, man. Ryan Tannehill got going. I'm gonna stop shit talking the Dolphins at least until the Dolphins collapse, because they're really playing good football right now, and especially Ryan Tannehill. Well, the Dolphins' defense getting the job done. Grimes picking off Phillip Rivers. Of course, that was one of Phillip Rivers' 3 interceptions. Man, Phillip Rivers had a miserable day. I don't know what the fuck's up with them, but give me a break. All right, moving on. Dolphins 5-3, winning the last 3 games, and 4 of the last 5. Chargers falling to 5-4, losing their last 3 games. I completely overestimated the talent level of the San Diego Chargers. Keenan Allen has been non-existent this year. You know, Eddie Royal, he was starting to come into his own, and then he went back to, and now he's been disappearing too. The running game, Brandon Oliver, he's been sucking ever since the game against the New York Jets. Donald Brown's not doing that much better. It is what it is. All right. Bengals defeating the Jaguars 33-23. Jeremy Hill, the Bengals' second running back, basically scored a long touchdown to basically seal the deal for the Bengals. Blake Bortles, another shit day for Blake. Another hot, cold shit day for Blake Bortles. He threw a couple of touchdown passes, but he's gonna have to work on his accuracy, though. I mean, seriously, he can't keep getting away with those types of throws that he makes. But it is what it is. Jaguars fall to 1-8, and the Bengals improve to 5-2-1 heading into the Thursday night game. I did not watch it. I am not watching it yet. I will be as soon as I get done with this review. All right, moving on. Browns defeated the Buccaneers 22-17. Hoyer, another hot, cold day for him. Glennon had another shitty day. Mike Evans, questionable push-off at the end of the game, or whatever the fuck. And of course, we had a few blocked field goals. Of course, I forgot to mention the Bengals game. There were a few. The Bengals had 2 blocked punts in that game. Oh man, forgot to mention that about the Bengals, but it is what it is there. Browns improved to 5-3, and the Buccaneers are now 1-7. Whatever. Cowboys losing to the Cardinals 28-17. I overestimated the talent of the Dallas Cowboys. It's official. I overestimated them. I should have changed it to the Cardinals, to be perfectly honest with you, because a loss was just inevitable for the Dallas Cowboys. Brandon Weeden throwing a couple of really bad interceptions. One of them to Tyrann Mathieu, and the other one to Antonio Cromartie. Carson Palmer, big day for him. 3 touchdown passes. He threw another touchdown pass to the Cowboys. Actually, it's an interception that was ran all the way back for a touchdown. Outside the Cowboys were up 10-0, and then the only offensive touchdown was a garbage touchdown to Dez Bryant. And Cardinals did a good job of shutting Dez down. Only 2 catches, and 2 garbage ones at that. Who cares? So yeah, But the Cardinals are 7-1, have the best record in the NFL, but that won't last. Get out of here. They'll probably start 8-1, and they'll still miss the playoffs. Get out of here. But the Cowboys are 6-3. All right. Rams defeating the Niners 13-10. Some controversy at the end of the first half where Phil Dawson, if I'm not mistaken, missed a field goal. Tavon Austin was going to run it out, and then once he ran out of the end zone, he started to dance a little bit, and he went back into the end zone. Nearly got caught with the safety, but the ball was out of the end zone. Some say it was a bad call. I don't think so. I thought it is what it is there. But late in the game, the Niners. Apparently the Niners didn't have enough confidence to get the job done in overtime, because otherwise they wouldn't have gone for it. What the fuck was that? I understand you were close to the goal line and everything, and I understand that you want to eliminate the kicking game in general. I mean, it's pretty obvious that they want to eliminate the kicking game. Otherwise, they would have kicked the field goal. You know, they would have gone to overtime. And I will always call bullshit and shit on the lack of confidence and all that crap. And of course, Kaepernick, he fumbled the ball before he crossed the goal line. That call cost them the game. I mean, they should have kicked the field goal, took their chance in overtime. Yeah, I mean, if you were on the road, I can understand that, but you were at home. But, you know, what's the rule? You go for the field goal at home. If you're down 3, you go for the win on the road. That failed. Niners deserve to lose. End of story. All right, late afternoon games. Continuing with the late afternoon games. Patriots smoking the Broncos 43-21. Denver didn't play that bad, but it was 43-21, so they did play a little bad. Gronkowski got going. I don't care what anyone says. It looks like Gronk is once again going to be the best tight end in the National Football League. Vernon Davis is going to be second best or whatever for the Niners. Julius Thomas is overrated as shit. I like Julius Thomas. I don't think he's that bad at tight end, but shit, there's one tight end I would take Jimmy Graham over. I mean, fuck's sakes. But yeah, again, Denver just got exposed. It's just so simple as that. Brady had another outstanding day. 4 touchdown passes. He did throw an interception. Peyton Manning, he threw for 400 yards and 2 touchdowns, but he threw 2 interceptions as well. Peyton. The only thing Peyton Manning has over Tom Brady these days is stats. I mean, just simple as that. He's the greatest stat-packing quarterback in NFL history. That's just the bottom line. End of story. Broncos fall to 6-2. Patriots improved to 7-2. Oh, by the way, the Niners fall to 4-4. Rams 3-5. There's a team I've underestimated, the St. Louis Rams. Anyway, Seahawks defeated the Raiders 30-24. And in typical Seahawks fashion, they don't put a team away, but they still win the game. They did this shit last year, but the Seahawks still won the Super Bowl. I mean, who fucking cares? That's how the Seahawks have always played. Marshawn Lynch is still getting the job done. Fuck. We saw it in the first touchdown of the game for the Seahawks. The Raiders once again making a game out of it, And I'm worried now. I'm worried that the Broncos will lose to the Raiders and be the first team to do so this year. I mean, you could, it could be one of those games. course, Derek Carr, the rookie quarterback, made a rookie mistake. Don't throw in Richard Sherman's direction. He threw, and that's exactly what he did. And Sherman gets his interception, which I believe is the first interception of the season for him. But anyway, Seahawks 5-3. Raiders are still winless. 0-8. Steelers defeating the Ravens 43-23. And one of those touchdowns, scoring 6 touchdowns. One of those touchdowns was a 2-point conversion after a botched kick. Not often that a botched kick turns out ends in a positive manner, but in this case, it did. How about Martavis Bryant? He's been really on fire the past few weeks. And how about Ben Roethlisberger? Gotta give the devil his due. 6 touchdown passes again to 0 interceptions again. That's 12 touchdown passes in a span of 2 games, which is a new NFL record. Congrats to him. Oh, and I forgot to mention that in the Indy game, Roethlisberger had 500 yards passing and no interceptions, and I don't think he got sacked once. The Ravens got to the Steelers. Ravens got to Roethlisberger a couple times, especially Courtney Upshaw, who ran Roethlisberger in the jaw, which led Roethlisberger doing the troll face. Did you fucking see that? Fucking hilarious. But whatever there. But that just woke Ben up. That's what it did. And those turnovers really woke him up as well. And James Harrison, 34 years old, still getting the job done. I've bashed him here and there, but he deserves some props as well. Steelers improved to 6-3. Ravens fall to 5-4. I initially had the Ravens, but of course I changed it to the Steelers. Thanks to an assist from one of my subscribers, and I should have taken the Steelers from the get-go, because I forgot that the Steelers and the Ravens already face each other in week 2. So, whatever. But anyway, thank you very much for that assist. Alright, and ESPN NFL Monday, Colts beating the Giants 40-24. Giants scoring a couple of garbage touchdowns in the 4th quarter. Andrew Luck was on fire. He was on fire. 4 touchdown passes for him. One to Dwayne Allen, the other one to Fleener, and I forget who the other two were too. But yeah, and the Giants, like I said, Giants have the only receiver that they really have is Odell Beckham Jr. I really like this kid. Larry Donnell, he's a good tight end too, but he disappears in games. Just like Jimmy Graham. You ever notice that? But anyway, yeah, what an interesting week 9 that it was. A couple of blocked field goals and a few blocked punts as well. I mean, just a crazy week of football. Well, and of course, this past week I went 9-4. Excuse me, 9-4. Try to do better the next week, but I did look at the score of the Cleveland-Cincinnati game, and it's not looking too good for me. But I'll still try to do better this coming week. Till next time, later, fuckers.